In a world obsessed with competition, where success is measured by profits and popularity, one book rose above the noise and asked a question so simple yet so powerful. Start with Why, by British author Simon Sinek. A global phenomenon studied in top universities and embraced by visionary leaders, entrepreneurs, and creators around the world. A New York Times bestseller that's inspired millions to rethink how they live, work, and lead. But what's the secret? Why has this one question, why, become the hidden key to true influence, lasting success, and deep purpose? Stay with us. In this video, we're going to break down the core ideas of this remarkable book in a way that will shift how you think forever. Chapter 1. The Golden Circle, a pattern nobody saw. Every business begins with the same questions. What are we going to do? How will we do it? What's the plan? But true leaders, the ones who spark revolutions, start from a different place. They ask, why do we do what we do? This is what Simon Sinek calls the Golden Circle. A simple, powerful model made of 3 rings. Why? Your cause, your belief. How? Your values, your methods. What? Your product, your offering. Most people go from outside in. What? How? Then maybe why. Great leaders go from inside out. Why? How? What? It's not a chart, it's a mindset. Take Apple. They don't just say, we make great computers. They say, we believe in challenging the status quo. We believe in thinking differently. That belief attracts people, not just to buy, but to belong.
Chapter 2. The brain doesn't think the way you think it does. Humans are emotional beings first. Rational beings second. We'd like to think we make decisions logically, but neuroscience tells us the limbic brain, the part responsible for feelings and decision-making, doesn't even understand language. That's why emotional storytelling inspires us more than data. That's why we follow a visionary, not just a manager with a plan. When you start with why, you're not speaking to the brain, you're speaking to the heart. And that's where real influence begins. Chapter 3. People follow leaders who inspire, not orders. Think about Martin Luther King Jr., Steve Jobs, Gandhi, or even Muhammad Ali. What did they have in common? Not the most money, not the highest degrees, but a crystal clear why, a cause rooted deep in their soul. Martin Luther King didn't say, I have a 5-step plan. He said, I have a dream. And people followed, not because of the plan, but because they shared the dream. That's the difference between a manager and a leader. Managers push, leaders pull. Chapter 4. Knowing your why turns fear into boldness. Sinek tells the story of TiVo, a brilliant product that failed to capture attention. Why? Because they focused on features, not on why they mattered. They said, it records automatically, it skips ads. But they didn't say, we give you back control of your time. We free you from traditional TV. When people don't feel your why, they forget your what. But when your why is clear, marketing becomes storytelling, sales become service, products become movements. Chapter 7. When your what betrays your why, you lose trust. Trust doesn't come from fancy slogans. It comes from congruence. If you claim to value excellence but deliver mediocrity, people see through it. Sinek emphasizes, every decision must pass the why test. If you promote just to sell or hire people who don't share your values, you become just another voice in the crowd. People don't hate change. They hate unexplained inconsistency. And once trust is broken, it rarely returns. Chapter 8. Employees aren't tools, they're believers. One of the biggest mistakes companies make is treating employees as a means to an end. But when you invite your team into the why, everything changes. An employee who knows why they show up delivers something no paycheck alone can buy. The best leaders don't just hire the smartest, they hire the ones who believe. Steve Jobs didn't want followers. He wanted rebels who believed they could change the world. Chapter 9. Customers don't buy what you do, but why you do it. Why do people pay twice the price for certain brands? Not for the features, but because those brands represent something. Customers want more than products. They want to feel like they're part of something meaningful. They want to say, this brand reflects my values. The best companies don't build customer lists, they build tribes. Chapter 10. The real risk is forgetting your why. Ironically, the biggest threat to success is success. As companies grow, they often lose sight of their why. They start focusing on profits, metrics, tactics, and slowly the magic fades. That's when true leaders step in, not to drive profits, but to protect the mission. Great organizations don't just start with why, they stay with why. Chapter 11. Every great beginning starts with why. Whether you're launching a startup, building a YouTube channel, leading a classroom, or running a family, the most important question is, why am I doing this? Not a fluffy question, a strategic one. When you know your why, you don't chase attention, you attract it. Your why becomes your story, your signature, your light in a crowded world. Final chapter. Don't start with the product, start with the dream. Every great movement, every innovation, every revolution began when one person dared to ask, why not? Why not challenge the way things are done? Why not build something meaningful? Why not inspire others instead of following them? When you start with why, success doesn't need to be chased. It finds its way to you. So tomorrow when you wake up, don't ask what you need to do. Ask why you're here to do it. And when you find your why, you'll find the courage to begin again.